Former ANC President Thabo Mbeki says the party should take the necessary steps to improve on the results of the general elections. He was speaking at a two-day Provincial Executive Committee renewal convocation in Welkom in the Free State. Mbeki added that the planned national dialogue by President Cyril Ramaphosa would assist in rebuilding the party and forge unity. The ANC is still working on rebuilding the party following the outcomes of the general elections. Mbeki returned to the province to check the PEC's position on taking the movement forward. In his speech, he stressed that ANC should take voters' opinions seriously and that the national leadership should take a firm stand on renewal. He also said the challenges faced by the ANC in the Free State stem from a lack of renewal. The PEC admitted that the ANC has not been acting accordingly due to a lack of intent. ANC Free State Chairperson Mxolisi Dukwana says their actions should align to the desired outcomes. Mbeki says he will make a follow-up visit to ensure that the PEC had implemented the renewal and rebuilding strategy of the party.
In the 29th of May elections was a very, very important lesson for the movement. That the things that we say about ourselves as leaders of society and all of that, the population is saying, if you say you are our leader, you must demonstrate it by what you do. And clearly the population saw some things that were wrong, either by omission or commission, and decided to vote the way they did.
For more on this, we're now joined by Free State ANC Chairperson Mxolisi Dukwana, and he joins us now via our telephone line. Mr. Dukwana, thank you so much for your time this evening here in SABC News. I mean, we saw the former president of the ANC, Thabo Mbeki, there at your renewal convocation. And when we speak about renewal, renewal is really not something new when we speak about the ANC and trying to find itself. What makes this one different stemming from the 2024 elections?
No, thank you for having me here. The ANC has been speaking about renewal for some time, since 1997. And the challenges that we're facing are stem from intentionality in the implementation of the program that since 1997 have been, conferences after conferences have been pronouncing themselves on the need for renewal, for the ANC to remain relevant, and also to answer questions like, how do we make sure that we provide services and goods, as that is what our people are expecting from government that they vote for. And because we have not been intentional, deliberate in bringing about that renewal, we have seen the results. Not only the 2024, there's been this decline in the electoral fortunes of the ANC, and the ANC has been acknowledging this. So we felt that as a province, which has a responsibility given to it by history as the birthplace of the ANC, it is equally important that the renewal or the rebirth of the ANC should actually be taken seriously in this province, and that is why it is different in that light.
And how important, Mr. Dukwana, is it for the ANC really to take stock of the challenges you are faced with? I mean, with the continued breakaway parties, we continue to see that really hamper on your numbers during the elections.
It's very important for the continued existence of the ANC that we take stock, but we have been doing that. The problem is lack of action, and that's why I'm saying lack of intentionality has been a problem in implementing these, what we have diagnosed and the challenges that we have identified. And we felt that we don't need to be talking about these problems. We know them. For instance, you need a party that is responsive, a party that is caring, that is able to govern properly wherever in municipalities. You take, for instance, in the province of the state, where you do not have, out of 23 municipalities, we do not have any municipality with a clean audit. This begs the question, what kind of people are deployed in these institutions? And this actually has created more problems for the ANC and also its credibility because of the quality of its own members and the quality of the members in our society that are deployed in these or end up being employed in these areas. And so the ANC need to really look into the mirror and say, do we really need to play the prominent role as the once trusted party of the people of the country, or do we really allow this what has been happening to continue? And the answer is no, we need really to renew the ANC for it to be relevant.
And Mr. Dukwana, I mean, following the May polls, one would say that, the Free State is a special case for the ANC where you did manage to, still hang on to the 50% majority you experienced during this year's elections. But what will it take for the party to recover, lost ground in the province, and particularly looking at the challenges which you have outlined, which the ANC continues to face?
Honesty. It will take honesty from its leaders in the province and deliberate action and also commitment in doing what you said you do and caring for the people and hearing them. We go out, we listen to people, but the question is, do we hear them? Do we hear what they say? And that is what the ANC, as we were discussing, that we just don't need to be talking to people. We need to hear them and respond accordingly. And we need a special kind of a cadre of the ANC to be able to deal with these issues. And we have actually accepted many people. There are many characters in the ANC, and some of these people have actually tarnished the brand of the ANC. And many of them find themselves in leadership positions in the NEC, in the PEC, in the REC, in the branches. And they succeed because the ANC is weak. And it works for some of these people to have a weak ANC. And this is not what is needed. And that is why Comrade Mbeki came to the province, and we were looking ourselves in the mirror, and this is very important.
And when it comes to the issue around breakaway parties within the ANC, I mean, was that also discussed in this renewal convocation? And if it was, how concerned is the ANC in the Free State when it comes to the continued breakaway movements from the ANC that continues, to punish you at the polls?
We are dealing with a revolution, the National Democratic Revolution, and in the process, there are also counter-revolutionary tendencies that emerge, and you find yourself working with people who are not in the ANC to serve the people and to do, what the ANC expects of its own members. And they're there for selfish reasons, and that is why it is easy for them to move whenever they are confronted and there are issues that they have to respond to. So, in a way, that these breakaways, while it is actually a challenge for the ANC, but to some extent, it is actually helping, the purging themselves away from the ANC, and we expect that those who would remain and those who would actually be expected to reapply and become members of the ANC, they would actually be vetted thoroughly, and that we know that we've got the quality of the membership that would help the ANC deal with the National Democratic Revolution and take it forward.
Mr. Dukwana, thank you so much for your time this evening. That's Xolisi Dukwana. He is the ANC chairperson in the Free State, talking to us there about that renewal convocation which took place today over the past 2 days in the Free State, and of course with former President Thabo Mbeki also there to discuss some of the challenges being faced by the ANC.